Disney Cruise Line has released a really good promotion. They have new updates coming to their private island, Castaway Key. We've got movement on that 4th Wish-class ship, but first we have to dive into the next new ship, the Disney Destiny. The Disney Destiny is Disney Cruise Line's heroes and villains themed ship. It will have its maiden voyage this November. It's coming up fast. These will be 4- and 5-night sailings to the Bahamas and the Western Caribbean, and this will be Disney Cruise Line's first ship home ported out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. They've actually had multiple announcements for the Destiny over the last month, but the biggest was the float out event on August 9th. The float out is a major key construction milestone for any cruise ship. This was at the Meyerwerft shipyard in Papenburg, Germany, where the ships are built. They actually bring the ship out of that big hall that it was built in. There's literally 3 feet of clearance on either side, so this is a tight fit. Of course, they had Hero Mini there to greet the ship, and while there is still more work to be done before the maiden voyage in November, this is a huge piece of the process, a large step of construction completed. Now, the ship will stay at Meyerwerft shipyard. While it is docked outside, the work will continue on the upper deck and the vessel's interior spaces. And during that float out event, Disney Parks actually released a first look at one of the interior spaces. So far, as you know, Disney likes to keep it under wraps, and we've just had a bunch of artist renderings, but we got a look at the Sanctum on board the ship. The Sanctum is the first lounge inspired by the powerful sorcerers and occult artifacts from Marvel Studios' supernatural film Doctor Strange. This is based off Doctor Strange's New York Sanctum. And I really like this because we get a close-up look at the large window behind the bar that is based on the legendary seal of Vishanti. I think this looks really cool, very classic. I think it's going to be a beautiful location. They're going to have more items in here that give the feel of Doctor Strange, the Cloak of Levitation, there'll be spell books, and of course they're gonna have some amazing cocktails specifically designed for the multiverse. They're also gonna have food in here, mocktails, coffees, entertainment. This is going to be a great space for families and adults alike. Families during the day, adults only in the evening. We've gotten a few more looks on the Disney Destiny, including another new look at Hercules. Disney Hercules, the brand new Broadway-style Disney Cruise Line stage show, is preparing to raise the curtain on board the Disney Destiny. The cast are hard at work at Disney Cruise Line's Toronto-based entertainment rehearsal facility. This is where every Disney Cruise Line show, from deck parties to the Broadway-style musicals, come to life before being performed on the ships. Now, while they are in Toronto, the Disney Destiny entertainment team is actually preparing for 3 shows that will be on board. The Disney Seas the Adventure, Frozen, a musical spectacular, and Disney's Hercules. They gave a peek at the show's contemporary take on Zero to Hero. They've recreated this to be tailor-made for a theater audience, and this is a lot of fun. The music sounds amazing. It gives me a little bit of a Hamilton vibe. I'm really excited to see Hercules on board. And if that doesn't get you excited, here's another look, a depiction of the show's iconic battle with the Titans. Disney shared a behind-the-scenes look from Disney's Hercules, and we can see here some concept art for the Titans of the Underworld scene, showcasing this production's scale. These epic exoskeleton innovations. Disney Live Entertainment, in collaboration with Walt Disney Imagineering, are bringing the Titans of the Underworld to life. They're using never-before cutting-edge exoskeleton technology. I had to go look it up. An exoskeleton is a wearable device that augments, reinforces, or restores human performance. It's going to amplify movement and provide support. So they've actually got a guy inside this walking around, so they don't have to sit there and maneuver it like a puppet. There's a guy actually moving around in it. This just looks completely amazing. Plus, they're also going to have the puppet. These puppets are epic, totally larger than life. All of the stage shows on Disney Cruise Line ships are Broadway quality, amazing effects, singing, acting, and of course, these puppets are just next level. The puppet from the Moana stage show actually takes 4 people to operate it, and it looks like they're kicking that up a notch or two. For the Hercules stage show, I expect this to be really outstanding. Another huge milestone for the ships is the stern characters. The Spider-Man and Spider-Bots were installed on the Disney Destiny's stern at the Meyerwerft shipyard. This is actually the first time that a Marvel character has been featured on the stern of the ship. We've got another brand new ship with maiden voyage coming out this year, the Disney Adventure. The Disney Adventure is Disney Cruise Line's largest ship ever and is actually one of the largest cruise ships in the world. Its maiden voyage will be December 15th. These are 3, 4, and some 5-night cruises. These are Magic at Sea cruises, so the ship is the destination. And these will be sailing for the first 5 years out of Marina Bay Cruise Center in Singapore. So last time we did a news update, we speculated that the Disney Adventure was going to be coming to the United States prior to its maiden voyage in Singapore. We got quite a few comments, a couple verifying the rumor. Kevin mentioned the Port of Los Angeles iWorld Cruise Center schedule lists the Disney Adventure on November 8th, and this is a port that Disney doesn't normally use. Now here's another little piece of information that I can tell you. A crew member has contacted me that will be joining the Disney Adventure in the next few months. From what they have said, the ship will leave in early October to head to the United States before it goes to its Singapore contract. Now I did say I would not share their information, so that's all I have at the moment. But how exciting for them to bring the Disney Adventure to the United States. I want to be clear here, I think this is specifically going to be for media events so that they can pick up crew members, do the christening, let people get a good look at it before it heads over to Singapore for the next 5 years. But I think that's amazing if they do bring it over here just so we can get a look at it. The speculation is that they will start with a christening in New York. They did this for the Disney Treasure prior to its maiden voyage last November. So I fully expect a christening in New York. In theory, they will head down from New York through Florida, probably pick up some more crew there, maybe do a media event, let some people on board to get a good look at it, and then through the Panama Canal to LA. And because of the Panamax expansion, it should actually fit through the Panama Canal. The bridges can lift, the locks can lower. They've got all kind of fun enhancements now there. So we'll see if the Adventure does come through to the US before Singapore. We are getting close to the Disney Adventure's maiden voyage, so we should be seeing some more specifics because their dining, their entertainment, there's going to be a lot more of it for this ship. So as soon as we have some of those updates, we'll start sharing those with you. One thing that I did see that I was intrigued by is that they will have, of course, the traditional alcohol tastings on board, but in addition, they're also going to have a mocktail tasting. Their tasting classes are where they teach you how to make maybe 4 or 5 drinks, and then you get to sample them as well. I think a mocktail tasting experience is a great idea, especially mocktails are kind of hard to find. It's a whole different dynamic making a good tasting mocktail, so I think that's a great idea. We also had an announcement recently from Disney's CEO Bob Iger. This was during their Q3 earnings call. He mentioned 2 things during this call. One, that the ship is already sold out for its first 2 quarters, which reflects high demand in Southeast Asia. Don't be worried though, if you are looking to get on board the ship, they're not completely sold out. I'm thinking that probably means there are multiple categories that are sold out. More importantly, he called it a floating ambassador for the Disney brand, emphasizing its global appeal. The ship kind of has multiple appeals over there. One, it's kind of like a floating Disneyland, which is fun for people that might not make it over to the US parks. But more importantly, like he said, it is their global ambassador for the Disney brand. So a couple of things here. One, obviously, they see this as a floating ambassador for the brand, not just the cruise line, which is going to be very prevalent through the activities. They're going to have a new stage show, Remember, which is going to highlight Wall-E from one of their movies. They have a ton of Marvel representation on board through makeovers, stage shows, and of course, the roller coaster, in addition to other rides that will be there. They also are going to have Big Hero 6 on board. They've got the princesses. There is so much from the Disney brand that will be on the Disney Adventure. In addition to that, I think that they are really utilizing this ship, like he said, to be their ambassador in that area of the world. And I think that because this leads me into our next point is that they have just canceled the Australia and New Zealand cruises. Now, they haven't canceled anything that's already announced, so don't be scared. But they have just bid a fond farewell to Australia and New Zealand. Now, they haven't actually canceled any cruises or anything like that, but they are not going to be having more. They shared a new post this past week that encourages guests to take advantage of the last season of sailings taking place in Australia and New Zealand. They state, quote, "It's a fond farewell for now. Make unforgettable memories during this last season in Australian and New Zealand waters, sailing from October 2025 through February 2026. Bring the whole family and your friends for an unforgettable holiday filled with characters, stories, and moments you will treasure forever." Following the final Australia and New Zealand sailings in February 2026, the Disney Wonder will travel to Hawaii and Vancouver before returning to San Diego, California. I have two thoughts here with this. One, I think that the Australia and New Zealand cruises were to build awareness because it is super close to Singapore. So now that they have the adventure over there, encourages people to travel from Australia to Singapore to experience the Disney adventure, since the Disney Wonder isn't right there in their backyard. Two, don't give up hope just yet. Now, of course, I cannot say that Disney Cruise Line will come back to Australia. They had some ups and downs there. It takes time to get going from a new port sometimes. And we did see this with the Disney Wonder in San Diego years ago. They started doing cruises in San Diego, but they didn't do very many, and they weren't selling out that well. I was actually really worried that they weren't going to keep going to San Diego because of how the progression was. A little bit similar to the progression in Australia. But since then, they have started doing more San Diego cruises, and not only that, they have a new agreement with Avalon for the port of Santa Catalina Island. They have a priority agreement starting in September 2027, and this is specifically for the Magic and the Wonder mentioned in the paperwork. So they're going to clearly start having much more presence on the West Coast. So obviously they're going to be bringing in more San Diego, because where else are they going to be sailing from? They don't sail from Los Angeles yet anyway. And honestly, I really hope they stick with San Diego. It is by far our favorite port. It's so close to the airport. Absolutely love it. So we don't know yet where the Wonder is going to be headed, since it's not going to be going to Australia, but I am really hoping it's just going to have a huge presence on the West Coast. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll let you know as soon as we have those updates. Now, for the fourth Wish class ship, another new ship. There's so many. At D23 last year, Disney Cruise Line announced that they will have a fourth Wish class ship. So far, we've got three: the Wish, Treasure, and the Destiny. And this is not to be confused with the ship for Japan, because there will be a Wish class ship for Japan, but that is technically now the fifth Wish class ship, because they have a fourth Wish class ship that will be having its maiden voyage in 2027. During the Destiny float out this past week, they had a steel cutting for that fourth Wish class ship. And that means that construction has officially begun, because the steel cutting ceremony is the beginning of the construction process. So since the Disney Destiny has left the dry dock where the new ship will be built, the new ship can begin. There were members there from the Disney Signature Experiences, Walt Disney Imagineering Germany, Meyerwerf. There were quite a few social media people invited. Captain Mickey led a countdown, and then he pressed a big red button that activated a laser cutting machine that began cutting a piece of steel. One of these pieces was cut into the shape of a cruise ship and then was signed by the members of the team and will actually live on board the ship. As far as actual details, we don't really know anything else about this new ship yet, but I have a rumor, and I think it's a strong one. Officially, we do know it will have the same layout as the other three ships in its class, and that's about it. So again, I had someone contact me, and they said they know that this is going to be a Pixar-themed ship. Again, at this point, this is completely rumor, but it is from somebody that should know. So stay tuned, because we'll find out if this is a Pixar-themed ship. I think that this is a very good guess, though, because Pixar is huge for Disney Cruise Line. They've already got a lot of Pixar representation on the ships. They've got Toy Story Youth Clubs, Toy Story Splash Zones on multiple ships. They've got Edna Mode and Coco on the Wish class ships. And then, of course, they've also got Pixar Day at Sea. So they have a ton of experience with Pixar on the ships already, including activities, entertainment that comes with Pixar Day at Sea. I fully expect an announcement on this fourth Wish class ship later this month. They will have D23 at the end of August, and I think that they will likely announce at least the name of the ship, if not the theme as well. Okay, next I want to dive into the Castaway Cay expansion. Disney Cruise Line's private island Castaway Cay is undergoing an expansion. promotion. And they have actually recently opened bookings because they have a new Mickey and Minnie Cove Cabanas that are under construction and should be ready beginning December 5th, 2025. Guests may now reserve one of the new Mickey and Minnie Cove Cabanas during their Disney Castaway Club booking window, subject to availability, of course. These cabanas are part of a new area under construction, and they are really needed. The cabanas are so popular, they're almost impossible to get. And from what I am seeing, there are going to be 30 new Mickey and Minnie Cove Cabanas, including one Grand Cabana. These new cabanas are in Mickey and Minnie's Cove. This is a new family-friendly area near Serenity Bay and the Castaway Air Bar. Serenity Bay is their adults-only area. Perfectly tucked away, but still close to the magic. While the cabanas are hard to get, they are definitely the epitome of luxury on board the island. Of course, they've got comfortable seating. There's a refrigerator full of beverages for you, a safe, a ceiling fan, towels, sunscreen. Outside they've got the lounges, a freshwater shower, and my very favorite, a hammock. Fresh fruit and snacks are included along with complimentary bottled water and soft drinks. They also come with some other fun stuff, a little bit of bike use, snorkeling equipment, floats and tubes, sand toys. The big thing is getting one of these reserved. And they've got a change here as well because they recently announced that there is no more wait list for cabanas. So currently and in the past, in order to reserve a cabana, you typically had to be cruising concierge. Concierge is the best staterooms on the ship. They have their own areas and they are first for getting cabanas. They had a wait list that would be available so that people could be informed if a cabana became available. Well, they have gotten rid of the wait list. There is no more wait list. So if you want a cabana, you just have to keep checking online and see if one comes available. I feel like there's a better chance that somebody could catch one that way because with a wait list, nobody besides concierge is ever going to get one. But nonetheless, that's part of their change. 30 new cabanas on Castaway Key should help significantly, especially if you're on one of the smaller ships. You might actually have a shot at getting one of those. So no more wait list for cabanas, but at least there are more available. They are available to book now, beginning for cruises starting December 5th. So Disney Cruise Line is not just playing with new ships, they are also adding new things onto the cruise ships lately. We've got a couple here for the Treasure. As a matter of fact, just this past week, we saw over on Disney Cruise Line blog on X that they are testing a Haunted Mansion version of Disney's Uncharted Adventure on the Treasure. Disney Uncharted Adventure is an interactive mobile-based game available on the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app during the Disney cruise. You'll use your smartphone to explore various onboard areas, solve puzzles, and interact with Disney characters to restore the magic onto the ship. The game culminates in a final showdown against a Disney villain, and there is a Haunted Mansion version that is being tested on the Disney Treasure right now. It is not currently available on the app, but people have been spotted on the ship testing it out. I really like this. This is the interactive mobile game that is available on the Wish-class ships. On the Treasure, they are also testing Lorcana events. So Disney Lorcana is a trading card game. Guests aboard a recent sailing on the Disney Treasure were surprised with multiple Lorcana Disney Cruise activities and the opportunity to collect 5 exclusive promo cards. We saw this on WDWNT. A friend of theirs was able to attend the event and collect the promo cards. There are 5 cards to collect, and there are different criteria to earn them. Each card is an exclusive variant of the Fab 5 pirate cards from Ursula's Return and Azurite Sea, which are the 4th and 6th sets in the Lorcana series, respectively. So the Lorcana event was available through the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. That's where you sign up for Disney Lorcana at Sea events. The first one was a Pirate Night giveaway, where a card was delivered to each stateroom on Pirate Night. Next was the Meetup Sessions. This is where you can play or trade Disney Lorcana during scheduled events and receive a Goofy promo card. Third was the Start Your Collection Basic Quest. You complete that to receive a Donald Duck promo card. The Advanced Quest would get you the Daisy Duck promo card. And then there is a gift with purchase at Mickey's main sale where you can receive the Minnie Mouse promo card. For the collection quests, guests attending the scheduled events are given free booster packs and a checklist list of cards to collect. If these cards were not in the provided boosters, guests must trade with each other to finish the set. Once the set's complete, guests win the Donald Duck or Daisy promo card, depending on which difficulty level they are attempting. And each card also features a unique border and Disney Cruise Line rarity symbol, setting them apart from the normal versions found in the sets. As of now, this event is exclusive to the Disney Treasure. There's no confirmation of it coming to other Disney Cruise Line ships in the future. Again, stay tuned. We'll let you know if we see any changes. And I know many of you are waiting and hoping for these new itineraries. I don't know what's going on. They always have them announced by now, and it hasn't happened yet. So I'm beginning to think it might be a D23 dynamic, that they're going to announce something about the new itineraries with the D23 announcement. We'll see. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something to do with San Diego there and that new agreement they have, or the new agreement they have with Galveston, because they're going to be home porting in Galveston starting in 2027 also. A lot to come. They also recently won Travel and Leisure's World's Best Large Ship Ocean Cruise Line. No surprise there. Disney Cruise Line is amazing. And here's the big one, because a promotion for a Disney cruise is hard to find. And we always end these videos with what is going on their special offers page, because they do have a special offer page with discounts. But right now, they have a really big offer going on. Right now, limited time offer, 50% off third and fourth guests on select sailings. That's huge. So third and fourth guests in the same stateroom can get 50% off the voyage fare on select sailings, including select Very Maritime cruises, where you can celebrate the holidays at sea. These are available for select sailings on the Magic, Wonder, Dream, Fantasy, and Wish between October 3rd, 2025 and March 30th, 2026. This must be booked by October 12th, 2025. And here's the big thing. If you have a cruise already booked for those dates and you are not yet paid in full, you can contact your travel agent or Disney Cruise Line. You will most likely get a refund because the fare has gone down on those third and fourth guests. So if you are booked for October 3rd through March 30th, 2026, if you have not paid in full yet, make sure you check and see if there's a refund. If you are planning to book, those third and fourth guests are 50% off between those dates. This is available on their special offer page. In addition to that, they have Florida residents that can save up to 30% on select Caribbean cruises, special U.S. military rates, and Canadian residents save up to 20% on select sailings. Those are pretty much always available. They also have save up to 25% on select sailings. For this, they have them available from Port Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, Southampton, San Juan, Galveston, Vancouver, and Honolulu. Wow, the 10-night Hawaiian and the 14-night South Pacific, those are some great ones to save on. Those longer ones are usually a little bit more affordable overall anyway, especially if they're a repositioning cruise going from one location to another. And last but not least, they have some savings on select 2025 European sailings, and those are both from Southampton. If you like these videos, please share them with a friend. We really appreciate it. I'm really trying to grow. That helps us a lot. And I want to know, let us know in the comments below. What are you most excited about? There's so much Disney cruise news these days. You know, I love it. One of the biggest discussions and questions I get is what people think about the Wish class ships versus the smaller ships. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check out Is Bigger Really Better on Disney cruise ships? And if you're ready for more Disney Destiny, we've got a deep dive with absolutely everything you need to know on Disney's new cruise ship, the Disney Destiny.